It's a sad day at our homestead. A bit of a change from our farmhouse and cottage renovation project. Did you ever fall in love with a property because of the trees and the setting and the tranquility and the peace, only for the electrical supply board to chop down all your trees and then tell you the trees that are remaining are subject to extreme winds and they also need to come down? There was 3 huge spruce trees that we said when we saw the place it was amazing to have such old trees, and we were very taken by them. But when the electrical supply boards, the ESB, took down the other trees on the other side of our field to provide access, they could tell that the base, and I'll show you a photograph, the base of these trees, it just wasn't strong enough or secure, so they all had to come down. We're trying to keep a few of them, a few of the smaller ones, and they're far enough from the barn that they might fall, and they're far enough from the house but that they might fall. But it's something we have to keep an eye on over winter, because perhaps they have to come down as well.
That's the 3 biggest ones. The 3 biggest trees, the 3 oldest trees, maybe 50, 60 years old. And the wildlife and everything that goes with them. We still have plenty more, but it's very sad for the oldest trees possibly that we have on the land to go.
The ash is a lot older, but it's not as big.
Oh yeah.
We feel a little bit better if you look back to a previous video, and I might show you some other footage, but we did plant well over 1,000 trees during winter. So
Stephen's Day in the cold and wet.
So they will come at some point, and there will be even more trees on this land than when we found it. But we did like these big ones, but they had to go.
They did.
I'm going to show you some footage of when they came down later on in the video. It was amazing watching the tree surgeons work. They really are impressive to watch them swinging through the trees. And we're already feeling low from our renovation, but
years and years of firewood is the plus, I guess.
But anyway, let's get on with it and let's get back to the renovation footage, and we catch up with you later.
There is an emergency. We have a queenless hive. I discovered this morning when I went down to check them, when I opened up the hive, I discovered that the bees had started to make some queen cells, which means that they're getting ready to create a new queen. And had I looked further at the back of the stand where the hive is, there was a pile of bees, and when I had a quick look through them, I found the queen. She had fallen out of the hive. It's a bit of an emergency. The guy who I got the bees from, I explained the situation. He said you need to pick her up, mind her, and they had already created some queen cells. I'm hoping we'll have a new queen develop. But for the other one, she's a great queen. She has done a great job so far. She clearly just overstepped the front of the hive. She's clipped, so when she falls out, she can't fly back in. I've managed to pick her up. I have her in a little cage inside. The lovely guy who gave me the bees, Mick in Kilcrahan, has said to me, if I have a nuke, I can put her into a nuke with a frame of brood and a frame of honey and some bees, and see if we can get her going. This little nuke, it only holds 5 frames, so we're going to take 1 frame of brood, 1 frame of honey, and the rest will be new wax to go into some new frames, and hopefully she won't create any more honey this year now, but at least I'll be able to keep her for next year. We'll be able to get 2 hives going then, which would be great. Didn't anticipate this happening. Not prepared at all.
This beekeeper had to call in the big guns. Apparently the holes were too big, so we needed to inspect Irish building regulations. We got some airtightness tape, and this is the only house in West Cork that's going to be built to regulations, I'd say. Hey folks, just wanted to share with you a project we've been working on with the Patreons. We wanted something that'll bridge our YouTube channel with you guys, the awesome community. If you would like a piece of digital art that I created sent to you as a postcard with a message from us, then head on over to our Ko-fi store, pick up one of these bad boys, and we will send it out to you.
The number of prints are limited, so if you want one, head over now. Or join our Patreon and be involved in other projects like this one. Trying to make the best of a bad situation. I have my queen here. I've got my nuke box here, set up with 5 frames. I'm going to just see if there's any bees still on the ground. They were the bees that followed her out, or were minding her. Yeah, not so many there now. Right, so take the all of this. Shift 2. Yes. I'm sure and covered, they are not happy campers. So I've taken 2 frames, one of fruit, one of honey, and popped it in here. I'm going to pop my queen in. Yeah. Oh, she's there. Okay. So hopefully they'll mind her. So she's gone in, put the lid on. Right, I don't really want them coming out into my car. We made it back in the rain. Here they are, and I'm just about to place them in position. New sighting is behind this calving shed. I've just set up a concrete block, which I'm going to put them on for now. So it's a bit of an experiment. We'll just have to see how they get on tonight in their new location. Good morning, and it's Sunday. I'm just going to check the nuke that I set up behind the barn here. Looks very quiet. I'm not holding out here. It's not looking good at all. So, sorry. Oh, such a drama with these bees. But I opened them up and then I forgot if I can get the camera because you were down low, and I didn't want to spend long because it's a cool morning and there's no sun out yet, and I didn't want to disturb them. But they're all in there and the queen is running around. So we are looking good. I need to get another hive, and fingers crossed all will be good. So that's the update from the bees. Sorry, I look like I've just rolled out of bed because I've been worried about them so much. Okay, talk to you later when I've woken up.
Good morning, folks. I'm just allergic to this work.
I'm just allergic to doing this.
But, you know I'm going to do it except me. So I just need to get it done. Right, so today, cut a little stripping there.
Put up 2 thingamabobs here and here.
Cut a little stripping there. Then, we're playing the game of how far can we make 3 sheets of plasterboard go. Without further ado, let's get at it. I have 2 sheets left, 2.5 sheets really, and some spares, but I reckon I'm going to need the both sheets just for the side of the wall here. So in order to figure that out, I'm gonna have to build this. It's gonna cut it close. I think I may need to go and buy some more, but it's stupid to go into a builder's providers and buy 1 sheet of plasterboard. So I'm gonna see, can I do it? Actually, I'm running out of lumber as well. I have to go down and I have to rip down my last 8x2 to get some 2x4s. And as I told you the other day, I'm onto my last box of drywall screws. We shall see if it lasts, but I'm running out of everything, which is great. Like, I can't wait to see this house and homestead and farm without any building materials. So, next up, I'm going to try and build something here. Let's see how that goes. Sunday evening, it's about 6 o'clock. I think we're going to wrap up soon. Still, I'm just nowhere where I need to be. And to tell you the truth, I have very little interest or motivation to continue. Claire and myself have been kind of in a funk for the last few weeks, and we're just not getting out of it. I don't know if this is meant to happen when you come to the end of projects, but everything is difficult. This is a good metaphor that I found. At the start of the project, everything was fresh. We ordered loads of lumber, every single size. We had the 8x1s, the 8x2s, we had the 6x2s, we had the 4x2s, we had the 2x1s, we had everything. Anything we wanted was cut perfectly. I'm at the end of the project. The very last thing I'm framing is the hot press. And have a look at this. These massive big strips I had to mill from a 8x2, which that's fine. Here's another one. You can see it's not quite right, but we'll get over that. It's only a hot press. These aren't structural at all. This is just a partition for the hot press and whatever's contained inside. But then I ran out of wood. So here, what you can see here is a wall fixing from where this rafter was attached to the old house. This is an old rafter that's gotten a new lease of life. Next to it, you can see an old piece of 2x4 that I used for one of our ring beam, complete with old concrete. Finally, we have a piece that wasn't quite big enough, so it's got a few stilts at the bottom and a few stilts up at the top. I think these perfectly articulate how myself and Claire feel. We are these weathered, rotten, little bit moldy, quite smelly pieces of wood. At the beginning of the project, we were lovely, freshly cut pine, freshly milled lumber, and at the end, we barely resemble wood. This is how we feel. So we're going to finish up early. And I may as well stop calling this an Irish renovation, Irish farmhouse renovation. I'll just call it the upstairs plasterboard channel, because I'm going to try and get one piece of plasterboard up here. I just wanted to show you this scrap because it made sense. I'll try and get that done. I don't know if I'll show you. I'll just recap in the morning. Catch you later.
We are slowly getting through this floor. I have completely polished and cleaned this now. It is smooth, and so as soon as it's looking a little bit drier, I'm going to mix some tung oil with some thinners and I'm going to put it on and just see how that takes. I have set up then to start in the bottom of the kitchen. So I'm using grit of 150 followed by 300, and we're just kind of looking to see how that goes. And it's the tung oil, the instructions on the tung oil were to not go above 250 grit. It's a bit dangerous. Have to remember to keep it on the ground because the Velcro is going on the pad. That's another story. having a few problems with the polisher over there. Rob took it apart and did fix it once, but it seems to have died again. And I don't think it's anything to do with the water. Like, I can't not have water near it. Because you're meant to polish with water. So I'm not sure. But that looks like that's the end of tonight.
Good morning, folks. Oh look, Claire's joining me. I'm gonna give you a break from, oh my gosh, my top is dirty.
What a surprise!
Hang on. Good morning, folks. How are you today? We have decided that I'm gonna save you some plastering. We have a few tree surgeons here today and I'm gonna use my camera to take some time lapse.
Yes. It's an emergency situation because we have 3 spruce trees that could possibly fall on the barn or house in the next storm.
Those of you that haven't seen the previous video, the ESB, the electricity board, came down and cut down about 20 of our Leylandii trees, which were massive because their power cable was going through it. But they told us those trees were a buffer for some big spruce trees behind and we need to get them taken care of ourselves. We've had a few strong winds and you can definitely see them move, so we have the tree surgeons out and unfortunately they're lovely and big, they're old ones, but
it's a pity, but like there's no way we want something landing on the house or barn or anything at this stage. So
exactly. It's
something like you just have to do and you just have to find the money to do it and just get it done because certainly, oh my God, we don't want anything coming down on the house.
Yeah, it's not cheap. That's kind of using up what little bit of money remained for us on this build. But they're just way too big for me to do myself.
Rooney is very excited about this and rather upset at the fact that she can't go out to them. I want to go and help them edit the trees. There they are, one in one tree and one on the other spruce tree. Yeah, it's